showtime.
Yeah, we back, baby. We back, baby. What's your shirt say? CWC? It's backwards. It's mirrored. I can't read your shirt. What's your shirt
Yeah.
say?
This is an alteration I did a while back, Cover with Christ. Did this as a little tribute, NWO tribute. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Yeah, your camera's mirrored, so I was like, all I see is CWC, and there's just a whole bunch
you
of
know
backwards
what?
words.
You right, brother. Let me unmirror that baby real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, that one of them things. Be like, hey, there we go. Much better. Much
There we
better.
go. Okay. All right. I'm like, I can't read that.
Yeah,
But yeah, man. I've been off all week, so it's pretty much
coasting.
been chilling all week.
Yeah, man. I've been dealing with a lot of holiday madness, but for the most part, been
Any Black Friday for you?
It is, man. Boy, but the money looking nice. So like, hey, I'm here, baby. They just tossing hours out. Like, hey, you want them? You want them? Hey, they approve. You want them? I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
Because I know with me, I might spike up a deal and try to get some moolah from what you call it?
Oh, heck yeah. Shoot, yeah, baby. Hey, anybody looking for PS5s, man? They $50 off right now. I'm just saying. $50 off.
Off of PS5. Nice little cheap plug right there.
Oh, that's right. We live. I can't say that too hard. Well, y'all know about it. It went live on Sunday anyway. So y'all know. Y'all should know.
Y'all should know. I mean, that's how I'm gonna get my PS5 this year, because I gotta make sure these bills are. I had to make sure these bills were in order. So now we're getting there. So we're getting there. But we got a lot of talk. I'm about to say we got a little to talk about. So we pretty much chill at this point.
Yeah.
Twitter has been going nuts today. Apparently, Caleb Braxton was saying something stupid. I'm not even finna acknowledge it on the main show, but she basically, you know that. Who have you ever heard of a Matt Rife or Rifle or whatever the hell his name is?
Doesn't ring
I
a
feel
bell.
like I've seen him on Wild 'N Out a few times. He's a white comedian. He I think he got popular on TikTok.
I might if I see his face, because some of those Wild 'N Out folks, I know them by their face more so than
they all look alike to me. Yeah. All white people look alike to me, so I'm like, who knows? But apparently he had a Netflix special, and I guess his opening joke was a joke about domestic violence.
Ooh.
And I guess Kayla defended it. She was like, if you don't find it funny, don't be snowflakes and get offline. And I'm like, where did this come from, for starters? Like, are you? And then I think a lot of people was like, you're the main one that when people start making jokes about her being biracial, she was the main one crying wolf about being a snowflake. So the people were like, but then I'm looking at it like the joke that people are mad about that you're defending is about domestic violence. And when I saw it and when people showed it to me, I'm like, I did not find it funny. So I'm not out here trying to cancel Matt Rife. I just won't watch his content.
That's fair.
Like I'm at that age now where I don't do online anger anymore. I'm over it. And the reason why I say that is because when you say people's name on social media, you add to their traction. And adding to his traction isn't doing anything for my sanity or his sanity. So I mean, or anybody's sanity. So it's like, as a man, I'm just going to not watch your stuff and implore my close personal friends to do the same. Like, there's no point in all. That's why I'll be looking. I'm like, yeah, I get tweeting away your thoughts or whatever, but it's like at some point you just got to choose to ignore this shit. Like, we're pretty much feeding into his whole thing with because I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm not one to like jokes or accept any type of jokes about domestic violence, especially being the son of a woman who was a lifelong advocate against domestic violence, because she grew up in that type of situation. So I am not going to accept or allow any type of joking, whether it's dark humor or not, to be in my presence. So if I know that that's going to happen on his special, I don't go out of my way to follow this kid anyway. So I don't. It ain't. I think that's another reason why I'm not really as like in an uproar is because I don't know the kid. I don't follow his content. If he, I seen him on Wild 'N Out, and that's it. So, well, no, we spent more than 5 minutes talking about this shit. I ain't finna do too much on that. Let's go ahead and load up the intro. So, you ready to talk some stuff?
Hey, let's talk it, baby. Run it up.
You want? You said want to do? want to do? Want to do? Cue the intro.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand to your feet and make noise for GRESH UNLEASHED!
Let's go! When the club go around here, I'm a cactus. Bang, bang, gang, I don't owe you jack. When I'm in the ring, it's just me and my best friends. OC cutting no slack. Hollywood Miz, you can put me on the A-list. GRESH Unleashed, better put it on your playlist. Me and my fam be ballin' like the Bruce. Fight night, baby, hard hitting like Sheamus. Family first, yes, bloodline business. Winning all the gold, look at how they witness. I was taught to be the greatest. 1,000 days I'm running, check out the book of Guinness. Coolin' with the baddies in the baddie section. Guarantee you they ain't jaded. Heal you baby face, I ain't feeling your gimmick. The fans think it's overrated. Brock Lesnar on the beast. Eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level gotta increase. Bringing content on a daily. Feeling like GRESH Unleashed.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary powers, baby mamas, baby daddies, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the GRESH Unleashed podcast. This is episode 48 of this podcast. If you don't know by now you know. It is your boy, the voice that does the most, the purveyor of mischief, GRESH, joined by, as always, at this point in time, by my right-hand man, my partner, and then my boy, my main man, Mr. Highlight, the Prince of Botch himself, Mr. Highlight Real. What's happening with your partner?
Greetings and salutations, good peoples, good peoples. Happy Tuesday night, wherever you may be. We appreciate you for rocking with us, as always.
On a random Tuesday. It's Thanksgiving week, baby. Like, for those of you who celebrate, because you know a lot of people don't really celebrate Thanksgiving because it's just they be disrespectful. They start streaming Christmas music this week. Like, bro, we at least wait till Friday.
Bro, the moment November 1st hits, every retail just wants to play Christmas music off top. I'm like, dog, what is the point of this holiday anymore? I don't know.
I want to hear some gobble gobble in the PA system. I want to hear no, I want for Christmas. Christmas is a whole nother month away. Come on, man. It ain't even a month yet.
Folks pulling out lights already. Like, I'm talking about, like, we talking about prime top of November. I'm seeing Christmas lights out. I'm like, bro, it's November. What the heck, bro? Like,
what are we doing here?
Just stop.
But yo, if you guys are new around here, it is it's the time of day where we just chill, catch up, talk all good things, professional wrestling, sports, whatever the case may be. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us everywhere you listen to your podcast, because you know we got a lot to discuss, including Survivor Series 2023. That is this Saturday. My main man ain't rocking the gold chain, but he is the owner of the Freepedia gold chain after winning the AEW Full Gear 2023 prediction stream where we have our boy Kenny on here as well. He was like third place. I was second place, but our main man, Mr. Highlight, was obviously first place at having predicted all those matches. And Full Gear itself was a fun show. It had its moments where it was down, but it was topped off by that Texas Death Match. I'm just gonna say it right here, right now. The Texas Death Match was my main event, because anything after that was all right to whatever. So hopefully you guys checked out that AEW Full Gear post show that we did on Saturday. So much good content from yours truly. And speaking of content, GRESH Unleashed news. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the latest talking-ish segments. That's pretty much it for the month of November, but I will be working on getting more in the near future as we wrap up 2023. We literally got 1 month left of this year. This year went by crazy quick. So if you haven't already, make sure you catch the one I did with professional wrestler, one of my good friends. Like, I don't want to say my good friends, but he's good people. But he was a hoot to talk to. Professional wrestler Jay Bougie. Make sure you guys check out that Talking Ish segment, as well as talking with fellow content creator Low of Wrestling Wind Down. Both of these conversations were great conversations. They were insightful, fun, and true. Make sure you peep that wherever you stream your podcast, or by simply visiting www.GreshUnleashed.com. And speaking of Gresh on YouTube, my first What If video in nearly 2 months will be dropping tomorrow. That is on Wednesday, the 22nd. It is actually up early on Patreon right now for a quick overnight or early access as I get back into the swing of things, especially with the retrospectives coming back next month. I'll aim to get early access back for like at an earlier time for those over on Patreon. But if you want to peep that What If video, especially at this time of night, if you need some background noise and you want to peep it early, especially for those of you who are fans of my gaming videos, make sure you're subscribed to youtube.com @GRESH, or by simply searching Gresh, and my face should be the first one you see. Lastly, our third annual End of the Year Awards will be going down next month. For those who aren't aware or are new around here, the End of the Year Awards is a cross podcasting show where we basically treat it like the Slammy Awards, where we create categories and award the winners. And it's all fun and games. It's nothing to be dissected or to be as a disrespectful to any wrestler out there. But first, the first part of the cross-promoting podcast End of the Year Awards will be right here on the GRESH Unleashed podcast. And it will be live. It will be live because it will fall on a Tuesday, and it will conclude over on the Life's a Box podcast at a later date before the end of the year. Since last year as well was pretty much well received from the listener's point of view, we will be returning and revising the listener's choice categories that will be returning this year as well, where we will list poll options over on www.GreshUnleashed.com, and you, the listener, will get your voice heard as well. It's fun overall. Yes, sir. Yo, what's up, Backstage Brawl? I see you in the chat. Yo, what's goody with your peeps?
What's happening?
Thank y'all for kicking it with your boys. And y'all tuned in at the right time, because next up, it is that time. We might as well start off the show right. And that is with our 122nd football round. So he got a deep sigh ready, so he's ready to talk about football. As I'm sorry, that's my bad British accent. I'm sorry for my international folks. I'm sorry. I apologize for that outburst. But we got 120 seconds, 2 minutes to talk football, talk our talk, because this is, even though this is people feel like the main course is wrestling. Yo, we watch other sports in this game. I'm just trying to tell you that right now. I ain't been paying too much attention to basketball like I need to, but for right now, we're gonna be talking about some football. So, my brother, you ready?
Let's do it.
Hey. All right. Because I was at my dear friend Shay's wedding on Saturday, but the dogs remain undefeated. I appreciate y'all for keeping me in the loop in this situation. It's looking like a good 3-peat this year for Georgia. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there right here, right now. Also, it was bye week last week after their loss to Kansas City, so I took a bye week my damn self. But the Dolphins bounced back this past Sunday by defeating the Raiders 20-13. Jalen were problems on Sunday. Good problems, by the way. I wasn't mad about this week's game as I was against the Chiefs, but we bounced back because we took the dub. So I'll take it. But we got the Jets this Friday after Thanksgiving, so we're gonna still getting that Thanksgiving grub. You know what? So let's hope the good vibes continue with Miami. Let's go with you, my brother. You got 1 minute to get your talk out.
It's true. Now, you know what? 1 minute is more than enough of what I need, baby. I'm going to just tell you like this. Again, checked out still, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this team continues to suck, and let y'all know that the Tennessee Titans are basically checked out into next season. I don't know how many more wins we get. My guess is as good as yours. I'm looking to see what happens from here. But in the meantime, I will say, you know, hey, shout out to the Eagles and the Chiefs. They had a nice little Monday night brawl. That was cool. I like seeing the Super Bowl rematch. And you know, shout out to the AFC and NFC, man. It's looking kind of tight. It's wide open on both sides. We don't know what the Super Bowl gonna look like, but I'm quite excited because I'll see y'all in the Super Bowl. I ain't really worried about the rest. And college into things, well, yeah, Tennessee got smacked by Georgia, so it is what it is on that. They trash too, so it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my football roundup. Thank y'all.
I realized that we literally repping 2 states. Because you repping Tennessee, ain't you?
I'm really not in the Vols. I actually despise the Vols, but you know what I'm saying. It's just funny to throw that in there because it was like, why not? I'm more of a Memphis guy. You know, I'm a Memphis guy on college, but it's like still, you know, the Vols, man. That's that East Tennessee stuff. So figures they'd lose.
And that is your football roundup for this week. 120 seconds. What we had to do our thing. We got a way to basically break the ice and get our thoughts on football out. Good week this week. Hopefully next week is the same because that's the love-hate relationship we have. At least we're not in the same camp as Seth Rollins. So we're good because I feel like that man say hate. He hate football every week.
Yep. No, yeah, they did lose. Yeah, so yeah, he hates football, definitely.
Next up, we have the either or both of them segment. For those of you who are new around here, we create 1 or 2 random wrestling scenarios that we would have 90 seconds to choose and explain why it could or could not work. And if the person can't choose, their safe word or cop out is to simply say both of them. So, do you have one? I got one. Do you have one? Or you want to go first?
Yeah. You go first, brother, because I got one, but I want you to go first. So we can go.
All right. So, this scenario is get into a promo battle with 2011 CM Punk or 2020-2023 Tribal Chief Roman Reigns.
Ooh. Hey, that's a good one. Honestly, I'm gonna take the Roman Reigns. Because you know what? All you got to do is out cocky this man. I swear. All you got to do is out swag him, and you good. It's not even in the words. All you got to do is just literally out swag. LA Knight showed us. All you got to do is out swag him one good time, and you can get him. Oh, you can get him. You can get him. You know what I'm saying? He may get you with a punchline or 2, but if you out swag him enough and you get the people on your side, oh, you can get him. You can definitely get him. That's CM Punk. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I feel like if I had to really break it down, I feel like I can beat a 2011 CM Punk. Because I feel like, especially if it's WWE version, because I feel like he was a little tamed.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was, if you look back in hindsight, like if you look back at CM Punk's run in retrospect, I feel like a lot of people could out promo him. And the reason why I say that is because if we had a lot more 2011 CM Punks in 2011, promo wise, I feel like he probably wouldn't be. This might be a hot take or something, but I feel like he probably wouldn't be as polarizing as he was. Because if you think about it, 2010 to 2009 really to 2011, the beginning of 2011, the promos were so trash that when Punk cut that pipe bomb and just cut promos ever since during the I guess you could say flopped summer of Punk, you could really, it's like if we had a lot more CM Punks in 2011, or if we weren't so exhausted with the cookie cutter promos that they had John Cena and all them cutting, I feel like he wouldn't have been as popular on the mic. But that's what I'm saying. It's a hot, but I still feel like I can take a CM Punk. I could take 2011 CM Punk, and I could probably take Roman Reigns too. All I gotta do is just be a dick.
There you go.
There's that. What's your scenario looking like?
Okay, so I had to do a little bit of quick thinking on this one, because it was like, let's see how I want to go with this and tackle it. So for you, my brother, let's put on your booking cap for a second, and I want to we're gonna see which scenario you would rather rebook if given the opportunity. Okay, all right. So take you back to 2001. WCW just got purchased by the WWE, and given ECW situation as we already knew, you got the opportunity to rebook the entire WWE invasion angle with all three of these brands, or you have the opportunity to rebook the Nexus when they debuted.
If I had the opportunity, I would honestly rebook the Nexus.
Hmm.
The reason why I say that is because I feel like they should have won it at SummerSlam. I would their debut was perfect, especially during the, like I said, the cookie cutter shit with WWE. Like backstage said that was Vince's fault when I was talking about Punk with the pipe bomb. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like if I had the opportunity to rebook, I would rebook Nexus, and to where he actually won. Because come on, man, John Cena took a DDT on the floor and kicked out. You don't find that a little silly?
Facts.
It's like whoever wrote that and produced that, it's like, bro, if you read that back, you didn't find that a little silly? Like you took a DDT on the concrete.
Yeah.
Not the pad, but the concrete. And you say, you know, I'm gonna kick out, do a full ass John Cena comeback.
Yeah.
And take out both Justin Gabriel and Wade Barrett. And then you expected them to be taken serious right after that.
Nah, facts. Big facts. Yeah. Major falls. I'm
so that's what I'm saying. I will rebook that. You got it.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the other end, because just as much as you said about rebooking, let's talk about this invasion angle, people.
All
right. The biggest disappointment to a lot of people in history, and the fact that, given I get it, contractually with a lot of those top names, you couldn't obviously bring in the names you wanted, but you still could have did a better job with the names you had. And not to mention, Sting was right on the cusp of possibly being a name you could have had in this, but because of one name, he chose solemnly not to come. Booker T, ladies and gentlemen, was not the Booker T that we expected or wanted. Stevie Ray, his own brother, went on record to tell people this. That's not the Booker T that I know. My brother is not like that. He ain't running from no man in no grocery store. He ain't running from no. All right. He's like,
funny,
no, it was funny. And we give Booker credit for that. But again, WCW Booker T, who was that guy, on top of some of the ones, the Buff Bagwells and all these people, regardless of what kind of like in-ring workers they were, DDP, this stalker thing, right? No, that wasn't DDP. Why would you do that, right? Like, rebook every last one of these. Now, the ECW side was kind of, I like the way they started with that, and then it got a little goofy. The way they started with that, having Paul Heyman kind of just suddenly switch up like that and be like, ECW, and they started coming from the crowd. Truth be told, yeah. Aha, see, I like that. The alliance. Now, it was funny because the invasion angle from the invasion pay-per-view, you had that side win. But it was interesting because it was all due to a Stone Cold Steve Austin turn, which to me I felt was kind of like, nah, I wouldn't have did that, right? You could have just had them win without a Stone Cold type of turn, right?
Especially after having him turn the date like 6 days before.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So it was kind of like all of that just went so back and forth where it felt congested, cluttered, and just a little too much. So for me personally, I would totally rebook that entire scenario as bestly as possible, where, because it really didn't make a lot of the WCW guys look that great, or the ECW guys, but most of those ECW guys were already in WWE, which is why I said it was kind of perfect that they made that change the way they did, because it was like, oh, that was unexpected, but it still just became cluttered. I would have kept them completely separate.
And I feel like they rushed it. Like they literally clammed all that into a 2-hour show.
Exactly.
The ECW turn and all this stuff. I feel like if they would have took their time and let it build, like I feel like a lot of stuff could have been spaced out more. So that's what I'm saying. Like if I went the other way, I would literally space everything out, because everything was so cluttered. It was like WCW and WWF from 8 to 9, and then at 9:30 ECW turned on WCW turned on WWF. So
Yeah.
it's like they literally, you had to digest all that within a 2 hour span.
Exactly. And when they tried to do that ECW rebrand the way that they did, when they brought it back in its original form, before it kind of turned into something completely WWE, that would have been the perfect time to do that during the invasion angle. You could have did that then, and it would have felt more authentic, probably. You see what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. That's just kind of my thoughts, But I had to throw that scenario in there between two groups to see where we were gonna have our heads at. So I like that. I like that.
I like this right here. He said, Backstage Brawl on YouTube said, imagine a WCW Nitro on WWF programming and an ECW on Thursday for SmackDown on UPN. Imagine that in 2001 going into Mania 2000. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like a lot of stuff that they left on the table was more so ego. Because these companies was trying so hard. Well, I don't want to say ECW, but more so WCW. They was trying so hard to put Vince out of business. So he took it personal. So I understand. It's like a lot of this stuff, like a lot of this is good scenarios to like like fantasy book. Like, hey, imagine if this happened, or if we had all these people available, this happened. Like, imagine if they actually took Taz serious as the Human Suplex Machine. Imagine if they actually booked Mike Awesome as a dominant force and not the fat chick Thriller. Like, it's a lot of what ifs. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, hey, we accept all sizes here, but I'm just saying, it's a lot of what if scenarios. Like, imagine if they actually went all in on Test. Like, it's so many what if scenarios, especially in the invasion. Like, what if they didn't turn Stone Cold? Like, or what if Triple H was involved in the invasion? What if he didn't get injured? Would it have been him who turned and joined the alliance as opposed to Stone Cold?
Yeah, I was thinking a lot of that, even with like the Eddie Guerrero's and Chris Benoit's back then, because of the tier and the ties they had with ECW and the WCW. Because remember, and it was weird they did that because even when they did the Radicals angle, right, they made that look like an invasion. So you would have thought when they bought out WCW for real, all you had to do is kind of do what you did there with the Radicals, and you could have formed a way to make that work. But yeah, man, this is a good segment right here. I like this one.
I'm about to say that's a nice little segue too, because you mentioned what you call it, Backstage Brawl mentioned the. I'm just pivoting right now. They mentioned right here on YouTube. Vince took it personal for real though, and like Hart from Talk of Champions said, the AOL merger messed up a lot of the matchups that could have happened. Yeah, like they was on those contracts. So, and I'm like, the reason why I like that is because, did you see that article with The Rock?
No, what happened with that article?
So basically, according to Deadline, might as well go ahead and pivot a little bit. But according to Deadline, The Rock's 7 Buck Productions and Vice Studios, so Vice TV, are producing a docu-series investigating the mysterious demise of World Championship Wrestling, WCW, once the biggest wrestling company in America. So 2 things. What's so mysterious about it?
Yeah.
Did they forget, like, we've had like 20,000 documentaries about WCW?
Not unless there's something they didn't mention that we don't know.
That's the only thing I can think of, because I'm like, was something not divulged or hidden? Like, was it an inside job? Like, what is the question? What is the implication of WCW? So whenever that, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't need another documentary about WCW and their demise. Will I watch it? Yes, I have a podcast to do.
Right.
Just like I try to watch Dark Side of the Ring. We didn't watch last season because we was on hiatus. But if they do another Dark Side of the Ring, best believe we're gonna watch it and talk about it, because we got shit to do.
Yeah.
So, hey man, but yeah, that was either or, both of them. I like that, like those type of scenarios where we can just talk about like different scenarios, whether it's past, present, or fantasy booking. And speaking of fantasy booking, make sure you guys check out that What If video that will be dropping on youtube.com/@isgresh. I guess now we might as well go ahead and talk about this week in wrestling, starting off with what we just watched or barely watched. NXT. That happened. You barely paid any attention to it, so we might as well go ahead and
Oh no, I paid attention, but it was just, I mean, it was like there was a few little knickknacks, but just nothing that was like, yeah, this is like a must watch show. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was bound to happen because it was taped, and I'm not gonna hold you. Tape shows, excuse me, do not feel the same.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's like it depends on. It's like I don't know. This one was good. Like the opening match, the Heritage Cup match that went down, where Noam Dar retained his is it North America NXT Heritage Cup. We live, baby. It's all over the place. My brain is multitasking at the moment. But Noam Dar defeated Chad Gable. It was a fun match too. I give him that.
Yeah.
And I know he wasn't finna lose in front of Jakara Jackson. Like, let's just keep it real. Like,
Not in that outfit.
You do not embarrass. You do not embarrass yourself in front of baddies. I'm sorry. Well, Chad Gable's case, he embarrassed himself in front of Maxine, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
But Otis, my brother wanted some of this chocolate thunder right here.
Well, I don't blame him, brother.
I do not blame him. He wanted him some Lash Legend.
Yes, sir. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, Big Otis, boy. Hey, you know they could turn that into a thing if they wanted to. They love giving him these love angles, boy. Yeah, he gonna have a compilation.
And Maxine with it.
Yeah, I see. I was like, hold on, you ain't jealous? What's going on? Hold up now.
Let's do it.
All right.
Otis ain't gonna want to leave NXT. I'll tell you that right now. He like, do I really gotta go?
Don't let Mandy mess around and come back.
The money she making, she ain't coming back no time soon.
Hypothetically, man, you know, just keep on the kayfabe. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know.
Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo defeated Malik Blade and Idris Enofe. I'm guessing they're not going by BBC no more. Thank God.
Yeah, looks like it. And it was cool for what it was. I don't know. That was the quickest little hot tag I ever saw in my life that just got derailed quickly. And I was so heated by that. I'm like, bro, what the freak? Like, you literally just got your hot tag, and in a matter of seconds, it just match over. What?
Said, get that shit out of here.
I said, God dang. All right. Just do the brothers like that. Why don't you? All right, bet. I was like, that's how we get done, I guess. All right, cool. You know, at least give us a false finish. Something.
Next up, we had the first of 2 Iron Survivor qualifying matches. This one for the men. Carmelo Hayes versus Josh Briggs, as chosen by WWE Hall of Famer JBL, who I stand on business. I don't think that man watched the show. You know how they be trying to hype it up? Like, they be like, oh, these 2 towns. I'm like, bro, come on. You know you don't watch. You know damn well you don't watch this show.
He don't watch the show, but them 2 was
he know clips.
Them 2 specifically was no surprise that they were picking by him. Briggs is JBL reincarnated, and Carmelo, he know Carmelo whether he watched the show or not. He knows that, man. Now, back in his day, would they have pushed a guy like him? Probably not. But you best your butt he paying attention and knows he has those star qualities for sure. But he probably just doesn't watch the show week to week. So yeah, more than likely, yeah, you could tell.
So what you think about this match happening? Because apparently Josh Briggs is the one who defeated Carmelo Hayes thanks to this guy they want me to care so bad about. They are trying so hard to get me to care about this man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was the part that was kind of just like, I wasn't expecting this. You know, like the outcome didn't surprise me, but I was kind of just like, it didn't, but it did surprise me because I'm like, well, hold on. I just assumed Melo was gonna like win, get there, this and that. He comes out and once again kills the buzz of why. What is the point of this?
I'm trying to figure out what is up with this man's whole hairstyle, beard combination. Like, He's like a white man who tried a black woman for the first time and never went back.
Well, hey man, I get yeah. Turn out white chocolate now. I don't know. I mean, shoot, bro.
The beard look drawn on and colored in. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, it does not look real. That Dominican barber did not do him no favors. Because that's definitely a Dominican barber right there. I'm sorry. Like, bro y'all not hearing me or seeing me if you're watching this on video format. Like, this does not look normal. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it ain't hitting, bro. It ain't hitting. It ain't hitting. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's not hitting. And this
Brother got to chill with the enhancements. Like, it is not. It's but it's like another thing. It's like I had someone like literally try to rope me into this so-called online hate because people are hating on him. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you this right now. I am not moved by this brother. This brother is out here looking like a 2K character with limited features. He's out here driving around with 22 overall.
Yeah. I was trying to give his brother a chance at first, but like
that's what I'm saying. Y'all can give him a chance, but
I was trying, but week to week it's not doing any favors. That's why I said the first week I was trying, but now this just what's the point, you know? And it's just it's like they're telling two separate stories here, except one story, one person's an added character that is not needed in the story. Meanwhile, the one that was victorious, it looks like they're planting a mini seed of a JBL ass kind of singles run in a sense. You know, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, Briggs and Jensen, you can kiss that little duo goodbye. They had their run anyway. You know, they were former tag champs and all that. So I guess it made sense. If you split them up, Sure.
Why not? You think they finna split them up?
That's what it seems like. I mean, come on now. A tag team guy just won in a singles. And if you saw that backstage segment, you saw Tiffany Stratton already planting the seed, trying to put it in his head. I saw the look in his eyes, and I'm like, yeah, he finna pull a JBL. And then
if you look at Tiffany, I'll do that too. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah. Now,
it sounded like Booker T. She was looking good.
You know, I'm well, glad you're starting to see my side of things, my brother. You know, I've been on this train for a while now. All right, you used to get on me about that back in the day and be like, "Bro, chill." But I'm glad you see it now. I'm glad you see it.
I see the vision. I see the vision.
You know,
I see the vision.
People be thinking I'm you know, like I'm like, hey, bro, listen. You gonna see it eventually when you get there. Just stay with me, I promise. But this dude, I mean, even with this little scarf thing around his, you know, like towel around his neck, I was like, he working towards something. And what I noticed was the whole clothesline from hell thing. When JBL was like, I was in a tag team once too, a great tag team, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's inevitable.
Listen here. People will be like, Dr. Umar be down. He gonna understand. Listen, Dr. Umar don't know me. I don't know that nigga. That nigga don't know me. That man don't speak for me. I like what I like. Shout out to my lady. She out there. But I like what I like. We like what we like.
Facts.
Hey, if you is good looking and you nice, fuck the noise. Fuck the noise.
Hey, my sentiments exactly, my brother. Hey, they come in many colors and forms.
If you can offer me peace, I'm cool. And if you can offer me other things that I won't say because I don't want to get kicked off the air, then we cool. So that's what I'm saying. So Brooks, my brother, my partner in them, my home slice. I understand.
Yeah, man.
And Fallon, I get that you jealous or mad or whatever. But it is what it is.
Yeah, man. She ain't no sniff either, but you know, you ain't Tiffany. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Yeah, I feel it. I feel it.
So what you think they doing with this Carmelo and Trick Williams? Like, do you think they finna? You think Carmelo's finna screw him over at deadline?
It seems like it's leaning that way, man. And I swear, what my fear here is that Lexus King is somewhat associated with Melo, and they're acting like they're against each other here, but they're both conspiring against Trick in some way. I don't know. It just gives me that Triple H Rikishi vibe with the Stone Cold situation, almost.
Listen, if Carmelo sides with the white man over his brother, then we don't trust light skins no more. I'm borderline light skin.
Oh man,
but I'm not Carmelo light skin. If he screw over his brother Trick for that rent a beard motherfucker, then we don't trust this light skin no more.
Don't do it, Bow Wow. Please don't.
With that rent a baby hair.
Don't do it, man.
That brother out here renting baby hair. Like, come on now. Like, the insults will flow.
Man.
Not personal insults, but the jokes will flow. Don't do it, brother. Stick by your brother.
Man, I'm telling you, because something feel, because it's not Melo to not be in a match like this, and the fact that he's literally not is now screaming
heel turn,
jealousy, something. Especially when you look at those seeds of he didn't want Trick to come out. It's like a reverse psychology thing.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. You don't want your best friend to come out with you like you did with him last week, though. But he won and you were out there. You lose and he wasn't, but you told him not to be. But he understood, and now you're going to use that as ammo to be like, you should have been there, or who knows, anything. So, yeah.
So, there's that. What you think about this Robert Stone, Von Wagner?
Slick, corny, and awkward, but at the same time, I was laughing more so at Von Wagner because he was the one that kind of made this for me here. But what's so funny about all of this, and of course, Robert Stone's kids kind of stole the show because they're kids. Kids will steal any segment. It's the brownies, dog. I got beef with these, dog. Cosmic brownies, bro. Cosmic Little Debbie brownies. You WWE, come on now. Y'all got money. And you had this man bring cosmic brownies, bro. You couldn't go to Chick-fil-A. You couldn't go to come on, dog. You couldn't go to Jersey Mike's. You couldn't go to bro. There's tons, man. Jason's Deli, somewhere, anywhere. They got better brownies than that. Them old freaking two-ton generic old brownies. Man, them was cool when we was like 5. Bro, come on, we grown men. Who the heck eating some cosmic brownies? Look, Gresh, you stupid. Man, come on now. Bro, these are the type of brownies I ate when I was broke, bro. Talking about like, man.
Who was in the trenches?
In the trenches. Them trenches brownies. And y'all some white folk. No, y'all ain't eating no cosmic brownies. Get out of here with that mess. I don't want to hear that. Stop it. Stop it. Get better, WWE. Come on, son. Come on.
They had a budget, okay?
Man. Budget for cosmic brownies. Man, please. Get out of here with that. I was like, man, over there munching down like they just the most 5-star quality brownies.
They are not.
They are not. Okay. They was hidden when we was 5. Okay.
Barely.
I was like, cosmic brownies, bro. Like, and the camera's just gonna pan in like that was something special. I'm like, nigga, cosmic brownies? Every black man in America saw that and just groaned. Are you serious?
Bro, I literally blacked out. Like, not blacked out. I zoned out. I was like, cosmic? That's why I named the title of this episode Cosmic Brownies, because I'm like, cosmic brownies? Really, my nigga?
Bruh, for a WWE budget, I'm sorry, that is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
My high ass was laughing, not because it was funny. It was because I'm like, This what we doing?
You know what? I could agree with that backstage brawl. I don't even smoke, and I could agree with that one, bro. Because straight up, like that just threw me. I said cosmic brownies, bro.
I'm like, I know
Y'all,
those sprinkles. I know them sprinkles anywhere. Them
man,
cosmic brownies are the sprinkles that they put on there, or the chocolate covered candy that they put in there is literally off brand M&Ms. It don't even taste like M&Ms. If you're gonna be off brand, at least try to taste like it.
bruh.
Don't even get me started on the brownies that taste like cardboard. So how you smacking on it and I barely got it down?
Exactly. And what really gets me is
You can't eat it. You can't eat it without milk either.
it,
And I'm lactose intolerant, so you already know that was hell.
you gotta have something, goddamn. Because here's the thing. You gonna tell me, even if it wasn't in the budget to go to like a Chick-fil-A or somewhere to get some brownies, some quality, you couldn't just get somebody that know how to make these from scratch, my nigga. Somebody that can make, bro. Nigga, somebody in WWE know how to make them from scratch, bro. Come on, man. Goddamn, I thought
How much does brownies at Chick-fil-A cost?
Man, shoot, probably like $1, $2, maybe something like that.
I'm pulling up right now.
You can get a platter of them from.
I'm about to look at the. I'm going to look at the price of the. Bruh. That's up.
Bruh. Exactly.
Please go to hell.
Exactly. Bro, the Chick-fil-A brownies would have did you way more justice than that. Way more justice.
Please go to hell.
And don't tell me they ain't in Orlando, because they everywhere. I know they is.
They said this shit flew on my head. I mean, now y'all bring it up. Like, damn, they that cheap. This wife can't cook.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Think about it. Come on, man. You can't do people like that, dog. Like, come on, bro. I feel bad for them kids. Y'all really had them kids eating on them things like they was just fire. I said, bro, get the heck up out of here with that nonsense. Man, miss me with that. Go on somewhere, bro. Like, cheap selves. Y'all got all that money. Man, get out of here.
Was that Robert Stone's actual wife?
I hope not, because her acting was horrible. I really hope not.
Her acting was out of pocket, but when I saw her at first glance, they was talking about Uncle Vaughn and Papa Dad Smoke. I was sitting up there like,
see.
I mean,
hey, auntie.
You know what? Sometimes maybe it is, it's one of the things, usually the most authentic ones that can't act probably are. I mean, let's look at freaking Nick Wayne's mom, for crying out loud.
Yeah,
actual mom, but horrible, terrible acting, but looks great.
Like Christian, I understand.
Boy, telling you. So, hey, man.
I completely understand. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
he said, I know white people can't cook, but she can't bake either.
Gotcha, bitch. Oh, man. Yo.
Tough break, nigga. It's always boo.
Oh, Stone. Do better, my guy. Come on, man.
It's a good thing that I was Stone, because this whole segment was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Eddie Thorpe defeated Charlie Dempsey. I didn't really pay too much attention to that match at all. It was just Eddie Thorpe ain't doing nothing for me. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm glad it ain't just me, because I said the same thing. I'm like, bro, respect to the Native Americans and respect to the appeal of that, but him, that ain't doing it for me. It just ain't. I'm trying, but it ain't there, bro.
Okay. And then we had the main event. Lyra Valkyria. See, the main event wasn't supposed to be the main event. It's supposed to start earlier, but Xia Li, for some reason, attacked and tried to knock out her opponent before the bell. And I'm like, if you're gonna at least try to knock her out, at least do it when the bell rings, so you can win the title. Don't delay the inevitable. And then it ended with her retaining the title anyway.
So, all right, back-to-back losses here.
Technically,
Two completely different vibes and matches here. So, two things I get from this is one, what was the point? Two, does this say more about Becky Lynch or does it say more about Xia Li? Because this match, but her match with Becky was a banger. So I'm like, But they're two losses. Yet the loss she took yesterday was like, even though you lost, you look good. No shame in that. Even commentary, no shame in that. That was da 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 da. You almost even really thought she was about to win. This one was just like, okay, you attacked her, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, if she's going into this like groggy, then surely you'll win this. And I guess
nope.
But no, nothing. So what was the point? You still lost. Why did you do this? I don't know.
What are they doing with Xia? Like, ever since she's been in NXT, is even when she went on, it's like they start something, you get interested a little bit, and then she lose, and then it's like, okay.
Exactly. I don't get it. I like Xia. I do. I mean, it's not hard. She can speak pretty decent English, but she got an accent still. So it's like, hey, if you don't like her, get her a doggone mouthpiece. Let her do what she do. I don't get it. Yeah, no, I agree. This one definitely on Sean. It got to be because there's no way, bro. Their chemistry didn't seem the same the way her and Becky's did. Like, if Xia has more matches with people like Becky, suddenly you can get Xia over.
Right.
Because she easily could have beaten Becky yesterday, and
by the nefarious means.
And it would have elevated her. But even in that defeat, it still elevated her. But now it just looked pointless in that because you turned around and lost again in a match that didn't really elevate
anybody.
Yeah, so
it felt like it was just like that's what I'm saying. It was a solid show and a solid main event. I'm completely skipping certain parts of the night too. What do you think they finna do with this Chase U thing?
Bro, I don't even know because I'm still trying to figure that out myself. But she's definitely something to do with it. I can tell you that.
You think JC Jane got something? You like the fourth person I've seen. Like, didn't all this stuff happen after she joined the group?
Pretty much. Mm-hmm.
Because I mean before, not after, before, because they showed like a recap and it was like him, Andre Chase talking to the family. So do you think he just borrowed money from them and then they went broke or something?
Man, I can't. Your guess is as good as mine at this point because I'm still trying to just get the basis of what can be so horrible for everyone to tune out of you. And then this dude to look drunk and wasted like he just got out of a DUI. I don't know because that was one heck of a picture. And I'm like, bruh.
But he's gonna break his silence next week and it's gonna be live. So I'm intrigued in what they're doing. And because speaking of the family, they had a dinner with Rizzo. I believe her last name is Rizzo. The new, they finally created a family because they kept referencing the family and just had two people for like months. So they finally created a family. Yeah. And they're feuding with another family being Humberto and Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. His name was literally slipping my mind. I'm sorry. But they're gonna defend the titles against them next week. And what you think about this Wesley promo?
Typical Wesley for the most part. He's had better, like the one with Carmelo, but it was what it needed to be, I guess.
I don't know why. I feel like they just have him on autopilot. Like nothing. It's like he had that big dramatic exit just for him to come back and do the same shit.
Basically, yeah, that's what it comes off of. It seems like a autopilot kind of thing. I think he'll get that title back, obviously, but it's just kind of like, then what? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's a weird scenario because you can't. It's hard to get in the NXT title picture and then just go backwards. Like, if anything, you should be clamoring to go after Ilya, because it's like you literally were like, I was almost there, and you took Carmelo to a limit, And you darn near probably did the same thing with Ilya when you were trying to get your rematch. So it's not the whole point of taking hiatus is to prove and clear your thoughts. You said you were clearing your head. So you mean to tell me in clearing your head after coming back, losing to Baron Corbin, because I was like, oh, he beat him. Wow. Didn't even notice that part. Because you and me were just getting ready for the show. I didn't even really see who won that. And now I'm like, oh, so he lost coming back. And that was a weird booking scenario anyway, because freaking Corbin needed to win. And I'm like, the roles should be reversed here. Corbin shouldn't be feuding against Ilya. You should. But okay, cool. Whatever.
I'm guessing they didn't know what to, because I feel like if he was going, like, the way he exited, he should have came back as some form of a heel.
Yeah.
Or more pissed off. But he came back literally to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Before his whole outbreak.
Yeah, that would have made more sense. You know, come back as a heel with something to prove, vendetta.
I wouldn't even say go full heel, like just come back with something to prove, because I think I've seen baby faces still be baby faces, they just be pissed off for greatness. So it's so many ways, but you know what I'm saying, like it's the booking choice with West just feels like autopilot for them, at least to me. So
yeah.
But this whole promo with Dom, because they're setting up for him and Dom at Deadline. Dom basically pulled the MJF with you have to fight all these people just to get to me. So next week it'll be a fatal 4-way against former NXT North American champions. So you'll see Cameron Grimes return, Bronson Reed, or Big Bronson Reed as they like to call him now, and Johnny Gargano in a fatal 4-way. If Wesley wins, he will challenge Dirty Dominic Mysterio at NXT Deadline. If he loses, then the match is off. So we can already assure that this match is West is winning.
Yeah, one would hope so. Otherwise, it's defeating the purpose. So
right. And also the last few qualifying matches will be chose by this guy, this pervert, Jared the King Lawler, and I. So that'll be. You said what?
Pervert, racist. Yeah,
so there's that, and the last qualifying match for this one, we saw Blair Davenport defeat Thea Hale. So that was both Iron Survivor matches are lining up, if I'm being honest here.
Yeah, they're looking pretty fire, man. Should definitely be a situation.
What you think about that promo we got from? Speaking of Baron Corbin, what you think about that promo we got from him?
Kind of like Cosmic Brownies. It's amazing what you do when you rent out a house and say, "This is my mansion."
You think that ain't?
Oh, bruh. I'm not saying, look, Corbin, I ain't saying you ain't got it like that, but I know that ain't your house.
He said you broke, nigga.
Well, he claimed to be definitely 2 years ago. So I'm like, dang, how big is your come up to go from broke to that all of a sudden? I don't know. But it's just like, it was like, wait. Weren't you literally just broke not even 2-3 years ago from a kayfabe standpoint?
Oh, broke ass Corbin.
Yeah. Now you got this mansion again all of a sudden? My nigga, how'd you get all of this? Hey, wait a minute. Nah. So, I mean, hey.
You've seen worse.
I'm
actually liking this Corbin. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just it's something about Corbin in NXT that always hits different than Corbin on the main roster. I don't know what it is.
This Corbin is more raw in a sense. He's more just blunt. He's just gonna tell it like it is.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, bro, it's night and day every time. Oh, he said the NFL money. Because he wasn't in the NFL, so he got some type of money.
True, all true. No, facts. Like I said, I ain't out here saying, I'm going in kayfabe when I talk like this. I'm sure, obviously, he got that. I doubt that's actually his house. I don't know how many wrestlers actually use their real house in these type of vignettes per se, because it's creeps out there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure.
So that's why I was like, I know that ain't your real house. Because your real house, you ain't gonna display that.
I'm pretty sure anything that they do in WWE promo wise, they rent that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like Randy Orton in 2009, that wasn't his house that Triple H destroyed. So
yeah, no, that wasn't even his wife.
Exactly. That was fill-in number 1, 2, and 3 with that ugly ass screen. So we know for sure that it's not that type of party.
Mm-hmm.
But we might as well go ahead and switch over to a new type of party. Let's talk about the Continental Classic in AEW. That's enough for NXT. That's what I'm saying. NXT was NXT. But what's your thoughts about the Continental Classic? That's starting this Wednesday on Dynamite.
Looking forward to seeing how it is. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little burnt out when it comes to tournaments, but especially for them these days. But I mean, this should be quite intriguing to see how. I'm sure you're gonna get like crazy dope matches per block, as long as they match them up right, which I'm sure they should do.
Hopefully.
You know,
For those of you who don't know, the Continental Classic is an upcoming professional wrestling round robin tournament. For those of you who are a fan or have heard of New Japan Pro Wrestling, think of the G1 that they host every year. That's basically what this is. Matches in the tournament will officially kick off tomorrow on Dynamite. Tonight, for those of you who are listening to the show on a Wednesday, it's already started for those of you who are listening to us after Wednesday, with the semifinals being promoted as the league finals, held on the December 27th episode of Dynamite, with the tournament final promoted as the championship final, held at the World's End pay-per-view on December 30th from Long Island, New York. For those of you who don't know the format rules, like Highlight said, 2 group blocks will have 6 wrestlers each. 3 points awarded for a win, 1 for a draw, and 0 for a loss. No managers or any other second allowed at ringside. Interference will not be tolerated. The 2 group winners advance to the championship finals at World's End, with the winner of the final becoming the inaugural American Triple Crown champion, aka more goddamn title belts in AEW, due to both the ROH World and New Japan Strong Openweight Championships on the line. Confirmed participants as of today, November 21st, 2023, Andrade El Idolo, Bryan Danielson, Eddie Kingston, current ROH World and New Japan Strong Openweight Champion, and Mark Briscoe. More participants will be announced prior to the November 22nd, 2023 edition of Dynamite across all AEW platforms at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as Tony Khan announced. So, what do you think? How do you think? We already pretty much gave our brief thoughts last week, as well as on the Full Gear post show. What do you think they do? Like, do you think? Who do you like? I want you to predict. Like, who do you think will be involved? Do you think they're going to put a whole bunch of top guys in there? Because let's be real, Tony. When you book this, someone got to lose. Like, you can't protect everybody. So who do you think they're gonna put in there besides the 4 I just announced?
It's gonna likely be a lot of the guys. I can see a Miro in this thing. Don Callis is gonna have a couple of his family members in there for sure. Powerhouse Hobbs, Takeshita probably. And like you said, you can't protect everyone, so it's gonna be interesting to see who they put up in here. But Ibushi will probably be in this thing, maybe, I guess, because
that's the thing with Ibushi. It's like, I ain't been interested in the matches that he's been in. I don't know what it is. Like, is he injured still? Because I feel like this ain't the Ibushi I've seen highlights of.
I think it's more so he just, whatever that last injury was, that was so bad, he hasn't been the same. You know how some injuries just aren't the same since that injury.
What was the injury? Do you know?
I don't remember. Somebody from the chat remind us, because from what I understand, it was something that was just, it kept him out for quite a while. I think it was almost kind of career ending too at one point.
Like, I'm not trying to like disrespect him or anything. I'm just curious. I'm like, this ain't, especially if you look at that street fight that they had last week, you can tell that he was just there. Like Kenny was like, hey, Bushi, come this way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could just tell.
He's been in multi-man matches mostly, so that's why I was like, if he is in this thing, it'll be interesting because it'd be like his first single scenario, but maybe he's just that damaged where he probably can only do stuff in a multi-man.
Look at Ken.
See? Ken. I'll take your word for it. I'm not even gonna go against you on that one. I mean, clearly
Because if we're going based off of what we see on TV, he's kind of washed.
Yeah, I mean, the Ibushi I remember is the Ibushi from the TNA days. For those who remember him then. And I mean, of course, that was a young Ibushi before his prime days of New Japan and doing what he was doing, classic after classic there. But this Ibushi, yeah, I don't know him, bro. I don't know who that is.
I have no idea who you are. I wouldn't be surprised if they put for me. I don't know if he's gonna be 100% yet, or they could probably just space out his match. But I feel like they should put Swerve in it.
Yeah, Swerve definitely should be in it. But if he's gonna be in it, he's got to win it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like if he's gonna be in it, he got to win it then. Especially if this catapults you to like an AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, he's gonna be a Triple Crown Championship champion if he wins it. So he's gonna have titles. 3 of them to be exact. Can you imagine Nana doing like having to hold 2 of them? He just started doing the swerve.
True. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I have to think about that one. I want to see him win that title.
Obviously, if you mentioned the Don Callis family in there, I'm guessing you could put Jericho and Kenny in. Well, they're in this tag run. They're the number 1 contender, so I wouldn't even put them in there. I'm not gonna hold you.
You might put Kenny.
Maybe
he'll give you a classic. He doesn't have to necessarily win, but you could put Kenny in there. I don't know, man. Like I said, this could be a bevy of folks. Like
it's kind of hard to predict this when we don't know the participants until literally tomorrow. So
I can see maybe Orange Cassidy in this.
So what we'll do next week, we'll definitely continue the conversation. We'll talk about it next week for sure. Oh, Orange Cassidy for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
But then if he's in it, will he put his title on the line, or will he just because he's the champion? He's the international champion. There's so many goddamn belts in the company.
I mean, Eddie did issue it like, hey, like he challenged other champions to do the same thing. It's almost like a place your bets kind of thing. So maybe. Oh, I tell you, if he ain't, I don't know where he been at. If he ain't hurt or nothing, Pac. I love to see Pac in this thing.
Is he hurt again?
I don't know. We ain't seen him. We don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, put an APB out for him. Is he hurt? Is he good? Where he at? Visa issues again? Where is he?
I feel like that man, it's always a start-stop with him. Like I'm like, I want him to be world champion, but it's like, bro, you never here. Respectfully.
Bro, you pop in and you pop out.
Like a thief in the night.
People want Aleister Black in this thing too, because again, he's a guy that has barely had any singles matches. And you just forget about
the Bryan Danielson in this, and they was pretty much going to tease. They were pretty much teasing Danielson versus Malachi in on Collision before he got injured. I would put him in here and have him go up against Danielson that way. I would put him in the same group. Like I will put this is just me throwing it out there. I will put Bryan Danielson, Eddie Kingston. I guess if he's cleared, Pac, Malachi Black. I'm gonna throw in Brody King too, like Brody King, and then one extra or Orange Cassidy if they put him on there on one bracket, and put Mark Briscoe, Andrade, Kenny Omega, Takeshita, Powerhouse Hobbs if they put him in there, and one other person on the other side, and that's your 12. I just gave you 10 out of 12. Like mix it up with top guys and people who are pretty much established, and you could probably throw in 1 or 2 people who aren't as established, like your Action Andretti's or your Darius Martins, those type of people who can like earn a breakout moment like this on this type of platform. So, but hopefully they don't half-ass this tournament either. So, and for when they do announce the participants, I'll definitely react to it on Twitter at @GRESH, so you guys can get my genuine reaction to it. I'm like, oh, okay. And then we'll definitely talk about it next week. Let's talk a little bit about Full Gear, because we had the post show. Let's do some, because it's been a fallout like crazy. Do you think the backlash over the Texas death match is warranted? Have you been caught up with the Texas death? I mean the backlash?
Not too much, brother. They're not liking it too much, or what? Too violent for them?
I feel like it's yeah. A lot of people they're not really vibing with it. They feel like it's too violent for them.
I mean, you know what? I guess they didn't like the Attitude Era too much, or ECW for that matter. Given that I was raised in both of those eras, this is just a nice throwback to me when I see it. Like, death matches aren't something I watch all the time, but when you see it, I appreciate some good blood here and there from time to time. When
Blood drinkage.
Well, yeah, that's extreme, but hey.
Now, I think that's where the main backlash was, the blood drinkage, and I'm like, because I think some people I saw somewhere where someone, probably Dave Meltzer, for those of you who don't know who that is literally an observer who pretty much was covering wrestling since before I was even a thought in my parents' mind, but he apparently was like women weren't really attracted to the blood and all that stuff, and I'm like, why do y'all always speak for women? One. And number two, the women that I've actually convened with and showed them, I ain't gonna lie to you, they was turned on by it. They some freaky ass niggas. Or niggettes in this case. Cause they some women. So they some niggettes. They some freaky ass niggettes. But they was actually, so that's what I'm saying. I'm like, is it really backlash or is it just because y'all was squeamish? I didn't get squeamish. I actually found it hilarious in hindsight because I watched the match back twice and I'm like, I enjoyed it the second time than I did the first.
Yeah. Nah, it was definitely one, man. That yeah, nah, you needed that. So, hey man, yeah, I don't really have no words for anybody saying that. I'm like, I mean, that's you. If it wasn't for you, it wasn't for you. But
And I think that's my thing. It's like, if it wasn't for you, why are you still talking about it? You just want to get your thoughts off, get your engagement on the Twitter so you can get your blue check paid. I get it. I respect it because I got to check too. And it's not that deep. Put it that way. Like, if you didn't like it, that's why. Like, shout out Keeks from Public Enemies podcast. She was like, if your man was squeamish about it, go ahead and cheat on him. Cause he a bitch. She out here advocating for cheating, but nah, it ain't that deep. It's really not.
Nah, man, not at all. Nah, I mean, but I feel it.
And speaking of not that, oh well, it is deep, but apparently MJF is injured.
So
huh? Yeah, that was a legit injury. Apparently, I believe. Let me see if I can pull up the report. I think I bookmarked it so that I won't forget. Oh, I didn't. Let me we live, so let me go ahead and pull it up. Why did I spell that wrong? Let's see. Do I have it? Nope, I don't. So apparently he suffered a hip and shoulder injury during the main event.
Wow.
And I can pretty much probably tell you where exactly that shit happened. That elbow drop.
Yeah. We were just talking about that. Yeah.
And it's ironic that he's grabbing his hip in this picture. But yeah, he's injured. Like, what do you think they go from there? Like, what do you like? Do you think they keep him on like a non-wrestling role?
Just depends on the severity of the injuries, man.
It was reported they had to pop it back in place on site.
It's possible. We've seen. We remember Roman when he clearly popped something
on his shoulder.
Lesnar, yeah. So it was like, I mean, he seemed to be fine for the most part when they took care of what they took care of. So, but I think he was kind of like in street clothes for a bit, and didn't.
Yeah, he basically was. That was the start of his part-time era.
Well, yeah. So, well, you might go back to that MJF if that's the case. We'll see. You know what I mean?
I know I was always complaining about them basically overdoing it with him.
Mhm.
So as far as like that's what a lot of people, the mystique of MJF was he wrestled rarely. So this could probably help build that mystique back up, but this time in a babyface aspect.
Yeah. We'll have to find out, see where this lands. But prayers up for MJF if that's the case. Hopefully it's not something that keeps him out too long. But let's wait and see what the verdict is come tomorrow night, I guess.
All right. So that's enough about AEW. I basically switched up the format of this show because pretty much everything that happened last week on SmackDown and this week on Raw was literally tied into Survivor Series. So we might as well go ahead and rope all that together so we can transition into our speed round preview and predictions and get up out of here, basically. So
All right.
it's pretty much that. But Becky Lynch is the fourth member for team. I call them Team Avengers. Because Team Avengers featuring Shotzi.
Yeah, I'm about to say Team Avengers and Shotzi. That's she does not fit at all. And I like Shotzi, but she don't fit at all. That's kind of sad.
So what you think about this War Games match? Like how do you like before we give our predictions, like how are you liking this build up to it?
I'm liking it more so for the side story and Bailey knowing that her time is slowly up with this new version of damage control. Like she is paranoid and trying to cover it up with a lot of laughs and a lot of ha 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 girl. Yeah. But she know time's ticking. And she's sleeping with one eye open. Let's just put it that way. Like she know at some point backstab. And I heard some people kind of I want to say I heard the song. Shout out to my fam at True Hill Heat. I want to say I heard them kind of throw out this prediction of maybe Dakota Kai is the mastermind behind this new version of damage control.
The mouthpiece?
I mean, when you look at the rest of what's left, I mean, it makes sense. Like
because I know I've seen a lot of mixed reaction with that scenario. Like, I personally, as a fan of Dakota Kai, want to see her like get her chaps off as she's slowly recovering from her current injury. So I'm intrigued to see what they do with this scenario right here. But this entire group right here is cool.
It is. It's it's a group we never knew we needed, but we are so glad we have. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, they're gonna do this. Yeah, see, Dakota from the backstage brawl. You know, I mean, all signs are pointing to it because it's evident. Bailey's been This is the perfect way to explain this. This is Edge in the Judgment Day. Bailey is Edge right now. She is doing nothing but getting in the way. And it's a matter that stable is only going to get cooler. Like damage control is going to be what the Judgment Day got after Edge. If we all remember what Judgment Day was before in its original incarnation and how we felt about it then versus
the supernatural stuff.
Yeah, that's because OG damage control was intriguing, and then they started losing a lot, and it was just kind of like.
And that reason was because they put them up against their Superman or the Superwoman in Bianca, which was a questionable choice, but because they knew Bianca wasn't losing until she reached over a year of that title, so it was like it was kind of inevitable that they was going to lose.
Yeah,
a lot. So,
but I'm excited, man. I kind of hate that Dakota Kai isn't already healthy now, because if she were healthy now, I feel like Shotzi would have been replaced with Bailey, and this would have looked a little bit better. But
you think they would, if Dakota was healthy, they would have did the turn early?
For sure. Like if Dakota was actually ready to go now, Bailey would have been on the opposing side, because then it would have been like 3 of the 4 horsewomen plus Bianca, in a sense. Because when you look at how Charlotte like literally had to call on Becky, it's literally 2/4 of the 4 horsewomen, with the other being on the other side, but as someone that's kind of just there with looking over her shoulder. So in a sense, had she been, it would have been probably Bailey on their side. But
Shotzi gets jumped Friday and insert Jade wishful thinking. I'm still torn on Jade being involved in this because somebody has to be lost. Do you really want Jade's first match to be where if they say Damage Control wins, her first technical match is a loss? In a sense, that's just my thing.
For that matter, do you want this Damage Control with a new look already taking an L?
Exactly. So it's like if Jade, that's pretty much booking themselves into a corner a little bit.
Yeah, Shotzi's coming off like the fall person at this point.
If Shotzi is not the fall person, Bailey is the fall person.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shotzi or Bailey is the fall person in this scenario, in my book.
Pretty much.
So Becky is your fourth person, and I'm intrigued. And speaking of intriguing, Santos Escobar, do you think there will be wrong subtitle? Do you think there will be a new Legado?
Absolutely. The only thing is who, and so far the only two candidates that come to mind to that is either
Humberto.
Angel? Yeah, Angel and Humberto, because just like you, their names were slipping me for a second as well. So either it's them or the original version does come back to him, and then maybe they join. I don't know, something like that. Or crazy thought, OTM gets called up, because even though them brothers clearly got some black in them, it's clear that they also got some Spanish in them too. So
you think they're gonna dump Reggie and join Legado?
They could. I mean, it's not necessarily they dump them. They just maybe WWE's. They got a look, bro. They big. They're
They do look like Santos half cousins.
Yeah, I mean, he could easily. They're green, but at the same time, shoot, he can get them right over time, and I mean, they could do the Solo Sikoa thing, and next thing you know, they're protected, so they get ready, and then the more ready they get, the deeper they go, or something like that. So I'm sure there will be. It's just a matter of guessing.
So if I had to choose as far as from experience, I would probably choose Humberto and Angel over OTM, only because I've seen them wrestle.
True.
They're not ready.
They're not. Exactly. They're not.
And it's like it's only so much protecting that you can do before people literally look like, why did they get called up early? And there's too many instances where we was like, why did you get called up early? Like your Lacey Evans and all these other people who was literally just stalling, but you can tell that they weren't ready.
Apollo,
like he had to get a whole new character change to get somewhat interesting. And what the hell is that, man? So that's what I'm saying. It's like it's a lot of I'm intrigued with what they do. Like, do they keep Santos solo, or will they create a new Legado? Like, if they do, I'm down. But I already know it's going to lead to Rey Mysterio versus Santos at some point. But we're getting Santos versus Carlito on Saturday, which we'll be predicting shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Switching over to Raw briefly before we get to our prediction. Drew, I feel like it, but Drew McIntyre is justified in his actions
for wanting to drop Jay.
Yeah,
I say
he's justified to an extent. He got the wrong Samoan because Jay wasn't even there. He was at Waffle House, but he blames the bloodline for him being embarrassed in front of his family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But my only gripe with this, why we didn't get this promo with him as a babyface?
That's true.
Because I was watching the show. We literally have our number one review on this podcast thus far is our Clash at the Castle show. And what did we all do while we was laughing? Laughing at this motherfucker singing after losing. So now you mad, Mr. Andrew?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you was this promo, it's like this was a great promo. It was justified. But I'm sitting here like, yo, this is a little late, my brother. That was last year.
Super late, yeah.
And didn't y'all have a clash at War Games?
Yep.
So it's like I can kind of understand why certain people are saying he's coming off whiny.
Yeah, it does come off very whiny. And the sad part is because of how big and intimidating he is, he's still getting wins. So it's like, yeah, he's coming off whiny while being a pretty much badass at the same time.
And the thing is like, if you look at his entrance, nothing changed.
Yeah,
It's literally the same. So his entire presentation, the only thing that changed was his alignment from the let's say this in gaming terms. If you've ever played SmackDown versus Raw 2006 to 7 in GMO, you know how you got the little alignments where you can change someone from a babyface to a heel, but nothing changes from their presentation.
Mhm.
That's literally this. He went from a babyface to a heel.
Yep, pretty much. From cheers to boos. Generic.
Nothing else changed. Same entrance, same presentation. Will it change over time? Maybe. Who knows? But right off the rip, outside of the promo, he does come off a little whiny. I can't really fault him, but he is justified.
Yeah.
Slightly because he got screwed. But at the same time, it's like those are my two little nitpicks.
Very, very, very accurate. And yeah, I mean, I guess we just got to ride it and see how it goes. Because my thing is, okay, so what you say you're going to drop him every time you see him. So what happens after War Games? Is that still a thing for you, or are you going to move on to the next thing? We don't know yet because the thing about it is you just lost a World Heavyweight Championship match that Jay had nothing to do with. So at the end of the day, that's another thing that doesn't help your case right now, bro, because you lost a championship match literally a week ago.
And clean.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Miz and Gunther exchange final words. Did you see that face to face?
I did, and
I want to get your thoughts before I get mine.
Interesting play. I like how Gunther took it and it was just like, hey, you were the person that they said didn't belong. You were the fanboy that they said didn't belong, and this and that. But I like how Miz was giving his tributes to those of the past, people that obviously he was fans of. A little forced, but also at the same time something you still related and could feel. Doesn't make me super excited for the match. Not 100%, but at the same time, still somewhat intrigued to, okay, let's see how this turns out. I feel like it's one of those that might surprise us in a sense.
Oh, yeah, because you got the sports entertainment side of The Miz and Gunther's undeniable ability to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have no choice. And my thoughts on this is like, because I was laughing at Gunther because he was like, bro, I get that you were a fan of this and you got bullied in high school, but I feel like you weren't bullied enough. WWE said, don't be a bully and be a star. Gunther said, you know what? I'll be both. I'm finna bully this clown.
Yeah.
He said, bro, you were a joke. He said, you loved professional wrestling. Like, I respect you for loving this great sport. And you idolize all these legends. And you got bullied for it. And then you came to wrestling and you got bullied by these legends that you respected. And he said, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. You didn't get bullied enough. You did not get bullied enough.
And a smile and shut the fuck up.
You was not you weren't bullied enough for my taste. That's pretty much what he, so he said, let me correct that right quick. I'm finna fuck you up. It was a little exchange. Like I said, do I feel like it's gonna be an instant classic on Saturday? No. But from this promo, it pretty much showed me that Gunther is ready for anything because we even got a whack ass USA chant. And he shut that down real quick. He said, man, he said, oh, you little imbeciles, like, oh, you like he literally shut it down. I can't say word for word what he said, but he literally was like, yo, you know what? And then when I saw the USA chants, I was so done. I'm so done with USA chants. I'm sorry. Like every time I'm like, bro, get off their dick. Get off this country's dick, man.
Bitch, I will fuck you up.
Like, just shut up. Just shut up. That's all it is. But the main event saw the Judgment Day gain the advantage in War Games. For those who don't know, basically the Judgment Day, they have two people that start, but since the Judgment Day got the advantage, they get one of their members get released first. So it'll be 2-on-1 in their advantage the entire time when Drew McIntyre defeated Jey Uso in the main event. But I feel like we speed past. I sped past certain things. What was up with these fits, man?
Lumberjack, businessman, straight up from the streets, and Zoolander fashion.
Or the way that I described it last night, they got people talking. Seth Rollins dressed like he owns a club in P Valley. Jay dressed like he about to go to the club in Detroit. Cody dressed like a newly appointed youth pastor on a Sunday. And Sammy is dressed like Brock Lesnar pre-super serum.
That should be interesting.
This was just a randomized Sim United front. Like Cody out here looking like Inspector Gadget.
Dang, bro. Inspector Cody in the building, baby. Oh boy.
Dun, dun, dun. Go Gadget.
Oh no. No. I am not tonight. Oh, this brother. I tell you.
And then last but certainly not least, we had the final official announcement. Randy Orton is back. He's back because Cody Rhodes announced that he finally found a friend to balance off Drew McIntyre, and that is the returning Apex Predator, Randall Keith. What's your thoughts about this announcement and how they handled it?
It was obvious in terms of setup, but I loved it in the execution of how it was done and the fact that you did not see this man come out. I was glad that did not happen. They are saving it for the reaction at Survivor Series. So I love the way the crowd responded and reacted in the news, but you did not see him. And I love that. So I really love the fact that because of that, we're going to get ultimate. What up, Dylan? How's it going? The ultimate payoff of how that arena is going to erupt the moment I hear voices in my head, just dramatic effect. So WWE, slick move. I saw what you did. I appreciate it. That was good. That was real good.
Oh yeah, for sure. But with Randy Orton back, do you? I got to ask that question. How limited do you think he will be?
With the back,
it was a back injury.
Yeah, he's been out a while, so it ain't really up for us to determine until we actually see it. I mean, the RKO will tell us enough if we see it. that will tell us his elevation.
I'm about to say, I expect this man to take a chair shot to the back and no sell like Undertaker.
That could happen
because he got that plate in his back. You know how Lex Luthor had that little that metal in his arm? He got a metal in his back. So he no sells everything. I am bullshitting. Don't take me serious. But but Randy Orton is back. Like, that's great. And he said, imagine someone if someone takes our Randall Keith backstage and it's a Chicago native named Phil.
Oh,
I'm gonna need y'all niggas to let this go. I'm gonna need y'all to let this man go. Like,
let him go. But I appreciate the callback of why that would happen.
Oh, from Unforgiven?
Yeah. I appreciate that callback. But as far as the idea, nah, player, let that go. Chicago finna erupt Randall Keith. They finna erupt like he was CM Punk. That's what they're gonna do. And you're gonna hear RKO instead of CM Punk. You're gonna hear RKO.
Probably gonna have some trolls. You know how they like to do.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, all the trolls went to AEW, so we don't have to deal with that no more.
Yeah, you ain't getting that no more. When was the last time you really truly heard that chant in WWE? Exactly. you ain't getting that. Nah.
It's been a minute. So yeah, I feel like it should be a fun time with Randy back at Survivor Series. Will he be limited? Only time will tell.
Mhm.
But all that to say, lead up to our speed round preview and predictions for WWE Survivor Series 2023. My Freepedia chain, well, his Freepedia chain, I created it, but his Freepedia chain is on the line. For those of you who don't know what exactly that is, it's basically our token of victory because he won the championship from our last preview and prediction speed round, which was AEW Full Gear 2023. He won, well, I believe it was 8 out of however many matches it was, and then I had 7, and then Kenny had 6. So
Not bad.
it ain't too shabby.
Yeah, we almost tied, Gresh. We almost tied. It was good. It was a close race, man. It was good.
It'll be a tiebreaker, and this probably would have been a tiebreaker, but you won in the end because of MJF. So
I know, man.
yeah, I'm gonna get that thing back though. But for those of you who don't really know, this is officially our preview and predictions for Survivor Series War Games 2023. First match we're going to talk about, we might as well talk about it and go in reverse, and that is the men's War Game matchup. Who do you have winning and why?
So I got Team Cody and friends winning. Partial into the Randy Orton return for one. I mean, you don't usually make returns and lose. When you've been away that long, usually you're on the winning team most times. But also, it's Cody, man. Like, out of everybody in that, he's still on. Remember, this is his filler till we get the Mania. So I don't see why he would lose in something like this. And I mean, when you look at the Judgment Day, it made it known he's not a part of Judgment Day. He's just there in a partnership aspect. And Judgment Day is slowly imploding, as we know. So yeah, give me Team Cody.
Okay. I'm torn on this and the reason why I say I'm torn is because if you look at when Cody announced Randy Orton, everybody was on board except for Jey Uso. Because if you remember, who took this man out? Who aided in this man being on the shelf in kayfabe?
That's fair.
Jey Uso. That man was shooketh. He was shooketh. So Jay, yeah, he was shitting his bricks, as Dylan said. He was shitting his bricks when Randall Keefe was announced. So that's definitely going to play into it. But I feel like in the end, I feel like you say, I'm going off with you. I'm gonna have to go with Team Cody and friends because I feel like the Judgment Day is imploding. Something with Damian saying that he's the leader is going to play into them basically like losing control. But I wouldn't be surprised if they find a way to win. But my vote is definitely Team Cody and friends. Okay. Next up keeping it with the Judgment Day. Next up, we have Zoe Stark challenging Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Who you got and why?
It's definitely Rhea because it's mommy and she's got that title at least till she gets to Becky at this point. So all due respect to Zoe, I know it's going to be a killer match. I love the confidence from her and the fact that she's definitely feeling like she about to get this title, but we all know you ain't taking this title off of her. Sorry.
Oh no. And I might as well go ahead and add that to the repeat. Rhea Ripley to retain. It's going to be a fun match. It's going to basically, because this is I look at this similar to how they had Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi last year, where it's like they have someone who needs another breakout moment because I feel like they was a little stagnant with Zoe after she turned on Trish. So now I feel like this will be, because let's be real, Zoe, she has been killing it in the ring since being called up. She's one of those bright prospects since getting called up from NXT. And I was one of those people who was like, really, Zoe? But she's definitely won me over. So will she win? Absolutely not. But it will be, like you said, it will be a fun showing. So my pick as well will be for Rhea Ripley to retain.
Okay.
Next up, we have Carlito of the LWO versus Santos Escobar. Who do you have for this one and why?
As much as I would love to give it to the vet Carlito on this one, I've got to go with Santos because of the momentum, this fresh heel turn, wishing people to get their legs amputated, and saying that boldly on television, looking people dead in the eyes. I mean, how do you not say this guy's winning? I mean, at this point, uh, this could be from a reveal of the new version of Legato, or he just pretty much just wins just to get momentum on his side as he gets towards his eventual Rey Mysterio feud.
I feel the same. Like I'm going with Santos because I feel like a loss this quick will be detrimental. Not detrimental, but it will be a head scratcher
Mm-hmm.
because it's like he just turned heel. He just basically declared that Legato is, I mean, LWO is dead to him. So it wouldn't make a lick of sense. Yeah, like Dylan said, he missed the Legato things on me too. Legato. Like that's what I'm saying. So it makes perfect sense for Santos to win here. And yeah, like you said, a new Legato reveal. What are AOP doing? Weren't they reportedly on contract?
Hey man, at this point, anybody who's been on contract, when they pop up, they pop up.
Exactly. So it's like, so who do you think will, like, we already talked about it. So so we both are on agreement that Santos is going to win because of maybe a new Legato interference, or the old Legato coming to their senses.
Mhm.
Either or. But do you think Elektra Lopez is going to be with him? Because we didn't see her on NXT tonight.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, shoot, Lola Vice is obviously sneakily into the title picture. So if they wanted to bring her up, they could for sure. If they feel she's ready, even if it's just for the aesthetic of being there, I can totally see it.
Okay. Same. All right. Next up, we have for the Intercontinental Championship that we just briefly talked about, Gunther defending against The Miz. Who do you have winning this one and why?
Man, there's a feeling in me that almost would have said The Miz out of boldness because of the fact that Gunther's already outgrown this title in a sense that he's even admitted his own way. But I just feel like they're going to still keep this on him because when you look at the names he's beaten and you look at the people who could have beaten him or should have, I don't see it being The Miz, but it looks like they've kind of stepped away from the Chad Gable seeds planet here. So, man, yeah, I'm going to say Gunther retains.
Okay. I might have to go the same route. I feel like The Miz, but you know what? Scratch that. I'm gonna go bold on this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, as much as I want Gunther, I see Gunther retaining. I truly do, but it's like I feel like part of me sees them doing something where The Miz might try to sneak one out of here. Screw that. Gunther retains. Nah, we're not doing that. I'm not even finna second guess myself. Gunther retains. Yeah. I had everybody in the first half, but I'm going to just go. Yeah, Gunther to retain the Intercontinental Championship. And last but certainly not least, as far as the match that's confirmed as of today, who knows? They might add one, and we just give you a prediction the day of. But that will be the women's war game match, 4-on-4. The men's was 5-on-5, but the women's is 4-on-4. Team Avengers, Bianca, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, featuring Shotzi, versus Team Damage Control being Bailey, Io Sky, Women's World Champion. Well, not Women's World Champion, Women's Champion, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. Who do you have winning this one and why?
Okay, so this is definitely a hard one, mostly because I could see either case. But as we mentioned earlier, we know who the fall person is for either team. It's just a matter of who catches it. And so I'm gonna say Team Bianca, or the Avengers, if you will, to win this. Because for one, they've been getting beat down mostly throughout the entire build-up. So you got to get your lick back at some point, and I think this would be that nice lick back. Yeah, I mean, think about it. It's hard to beat Becky. It's hard to beat Charlotte. It's hard to beat Bianca. Having all three of them, yeah. Good luck with that. I agree, Dylan. Damage Control does need to win, but we talking about Bianca and Charlotte and Becky. That's a tough outing.
I feel so. You going with Team Avengers? I'm gonna go with Team Damage Control because I told you. I say this all the time. I will never bet against EO again because I bet against her on the last on Crown Jewel and it bit me in the ass. I'm never betting against EO and friends again. So Team Damage Control, but I feel like Bailey's going to screw up a little bit. And it's going to piss them off. But if when Team Damage Control win, they're not pinning the superhumans. They're not pinning Becky, Charlotte, and Bianca. They're gonna pin Shotzi. And if they don't, and they pin one of those two, Charlotte or Bianca, because I already know Becky's not invincible. She's not bulletproof. She literally just lost the NXT Women's Championship. She's not bulletproof. But if she beats those two, Charlotte and Bianca, or whoever takes the pin on Team Damage Control, because I feel like Kyrie's not losing her first match back. That's how I'm looking at it. That's why I kind of stick. I don't see them having Kyrie come all the way back just to lose right off rip, unless Bailey takes that fall and screws them over. That's the only way I see them losing. But like I said, my pick by default is Damage Control because I'm never betting against EO. Sorry. And Dylan said that insane elbow off the cage. Bro, you trying to break her elbow. Because the impact.
Yeah, that's
that's gonna be painful. Yeah. But yeah, that's who we go with. Like I said, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 Survivor Series matches. I feel like it shouldn't add any more, but knowing them, they might. But I feel like unless they do it for the kickoff, but I doubt they should. The reason why I say that because as long as these War Game matches were last year, you don't want too many matches. I feel like this is the sweet spot. You have 2 War Game matches and 3 middle matches, same as last year. Keep the momentum. Don't overdo it. Don't really. Dylan said Pamela's days are numbered. Talking about Bailey. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like then whatever the outcome is going to be Bailey getting kicked out of Damage Control. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when.
Agreed.
And that is your speed round preview and predictions for Survivor Series 2023. And we will be more than likely here live on Saturday for the post show for Survivor Series. I'm off all week. Highlight more than likely is off, and if he is the time is going to be done, we'll be right back here. Yours truly chopping up. I might reach out and get some people on, and so we can make it another timetable. But we will find out definitely by Wednesday or Thursday for sure. But we will be back here for Survivor Series 2023 post show on Saturday. We on the roll, baby, and that is your Survivor Series. Now, before we get up out of here, Song of the Week. For those of you who don't know, this is where both of myself and Highlight pick our Song of the Week, and it will be posted on social media. I will try to get it on there in a timely manner because I feel like I'm posting it every Friday now because I keep forgetting until the day of. But it's basically where we post our Song of the Week. For yours truly, I picked Funky Town, the single version by Lips Inc. Won't you take me to Funky Town? 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 What you got?
Oh boy. I ain't even gonna lie to you, dog. I'm gonna go with Brighter Day by Mr. Kurt Franklin, man. That's where I was at, dog. That's where I was at.
My brother went Christian. Let's do it. He went to classics. We've been going classics. That's what I know. Our songs of we've been classics.
Classics, yeah. That came to me. It was in the playlist. I was like, all right, cool. That's it. That's Song of the Week. Let's roll. Woo! Look at that.
That was your song of the week for us. Mine's is Funky Town by Lips Inc. My boy highlights is Brighter Day by Kurt Franklin. And that is your show for this week, ladies and gentlemen. We went through a time and we always be punching it right out at midnight. That's literally our thing. But it was a fun time kicking it with you guys. Where can they get your information, Mr. Highlight?
Yes, sir. You already know what it is. As you can see right there on the scroll below, if you're watching the video version, everything at Highlight Life, HILITE Life, or you can give us a follow at the Life's a Botch Podcast, all things Life's a Botch Podcast, except for the Twitter where it's Life's a Botch Crew, and of course, OTS Media Co., where the platform behind the platform is. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then, as always, you can follow yours truly at this Gresh on Twitter, Josh Gresham RG everywhere else. At this Gresh on YouTube. That is our main channel. Got a new video dropping. Make sure you guys peep that tomorrow, as well as make sure you guys support the podcast itself at Gresh Unleashed. And you can also support the podcast by scanning that QR code in my top left. That is where you can stream the official theme song for the Gresh Unleashed podcast, the Unleashed Anthem, as well as the alternate theme, Talk My Ish. That is the main thing that I use on the main channel, as well as the interviews. So make sure you guys peep that. Is Mike Mayhem Music. It whatever you, every time you stream it, it comes back to us, and whatever comes to me goes straight into the podcast. So hey, we win it all. Or you can support the podcast at patreon.com/Gresh Digital, the podcast and the main channel. Everything Gresh, you can be support monetarily that way, and we're not begging you for it. It's completely choice. It is completely optional, but it's there for those who will be asking about it, and you can support that way, or you can just stream Unleashed Anthem. But yo, we about here. It's midnight. It is our time with you has come to a conclusion. Hopefully you guys spend great time with your family, friends, whomever for Thanksgiving. That is going down this Thursday. Thanksgiving week, time to grub on some turkey. I don't do ham because you eating ass, but I'm gonna do turkey, dressing, sweet potato pie. Cause I feel like a lot of people was talking about sweet potato pie. I mean, Wrestling Tour was arguing about pickles for some reason, but sweet potato pie is the way to go. Or apple pie. I don't know about pumpkin pie. That thing is gross. But hopefully you guys enjoy. Like Dylan says, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets. And remember, Simba, remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out. Y'all be crazy.
Yeet.